I have realized that when you live in Uganda, there is no situation in the whole world that can break you. For as long as you've had some years living within Uganda, there is no situation in other countries that can break you. Because if it's driving, if you're a master in driving on Ugandan roads, you cannot fail to drive anywhere else. Because Ugandan roads have no rules and regulations. People can drive on pavers, border everywhere, big trucks, potholes. In fact, there is a famous comedian who said that in Uganda, a drunkard drives straight and a sober person drives zigzag. Okay? And in other countries, a drunkard drives straight, okay? Zigzag, a normal person drives straight. So you clearly see that in Uganda you have to drive zigzag because of potholes combined with the large trucks. So there's a lady who came out to talk about his experience in the United States of America. And he came out to say that he's very strong, saying that Uganda had made her a very strong lady. Listen to his experience before I continue. Here's the tape.
My phone bill has been $93, right, ever since I moved to the USA. But recently I realized that I can't afford to pay $93 every single month. So I decided to downgrade my phone bill to around $53 every month, and they told me that after you pay your last phone bill of $93, I'm going to start having network issues because they're going to start prioritizing people who have paid for the unlimited bundle. So that's people who are paying $93 and above. They're going to start prioritizing them so they can have better internet than me, who is paying what? $50-something.
So she's trying to say that it reached a time when he doesn't have a lot of money. So he downgraded for a cheaper internet subscription. Okay. And that's not the issue. Of course, if you don't have enough money to pay for your internet or for your TV, you can downgrade to a cheaper subscription. But here is the gist. Listen to her very carefully.
Recently, it started today actually. My network started getting sketchy. It would for like 5 minutes I'd have no network reception. I'd have very slow internet. But you know what? I find it really funny because, how are you trying to do? I'm Ugandan. Come on. I've been suffering with Airtel and MTN. These small things you want to do to me. Trust me, it does not feel as bad as not having internet for hours at a go, right? So
that is the lady. He came out to say that having a on and off internet in the United States of America, since he was from Uganda, and we all know service delivery in Uganda, be it internet, is the worst. First of all, internet in Uganda is very expensive and worst compared to other African countries. So internet lagging in Uganda is not compared to what is happening in the United States. In fact, he came out to say that he's from Uganda. In Uganda builds you to be strong like steel in each and every situation. For example, how can you take me in a first world country and you tell me that there is jam? Man, I've ever sat in jam when the president is passing and it was over almost 3 hours, 1 to 3. So there is no jam that can, traffic jam that can break me. Okay? First listen to this lady again when he was speaking, proudly being a Ugandan.
My network started getting... It would for 5 minutes I'd have no network reception. I'd have very slow internet. But you know what? I find it really funny because, how are you trying to do? I'm Ugandan. Come on. I've been suffering with Airtel and MTN. These small things you want to do to me. Trust me, it does not feel as bad as not having internet for hours.
So don't you see? She's so proud of being a Ugandan. Ugandan builds it to be a steel when you go in other soft countries. That's why a typical Ugandan cannot fail anywhere else. You cannot fail in the United States of America. Away from the weather, maybe. That's the only difference. But according to service delivery, Uganda, I remember, although somewhere in Kampala you cannot spend a month without having a blackout like 7 times. It's very impossible. In a week, at least you'll be rest assured that you'll be having a blackout. Although now the time of the blackout reduced, but at least in 10 to 15 minutes. Now countries like America, London, Britain, okay, a blackout for 1 minute, it can cause a president to be chased away. It can cause a revolt. So how can you tell me that I've been in a blackout for some minutes, and you want to tell me that a blackout for 1 minute can shake me? So being a Ugandan, it makes you have a heart of steel. Of course, that's my opinion. You can also comment on this video. Remain Mr. Makindi Kabye Sulaiman Mawagali. Peace.
Abampala n'obulungi nange bye njagala obulungi.